Hi, folks. So today we're doing a video with my good friend Suzanne Kapral from the Lands from Hillside Farms, and specifically her grief camp. Grief camp is for children who've lost a caregiver, maybe a father or mother, died from addiction, or died from an overdose, or is incarcerated. And she has a special section of grief camp during August for foster children who've been separated from their loved ones. The camp is very interesting. There's therapy during the day with animals. The children will do some journaling. The children will do some closure exercises. But I hope everyone enjoys this video segments.
This is for children who suffer loss. You have a separate camp for foster children, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. We have at Children's Grief Camp, children come who have experienced trauma in their life. So this could be loss of a parent or a family member or a loved one due to illness, accident, murder, or suicide. We have children who are attending camp whose parent or parents are incarcerated. We have children who have been removed from their home and in foster care due to neglect and abuse. And we also have children who are going, through the process of watching their parents divorce. So there's a total breakdown in the family unit.
How does grief camp work? Take me through a day.
Sure, I would love to take you through a day through grief camp. So the kids show up and basically they have schedules every day. So we believe in routine. We believe in giving the children responsibilities. They can feel better about themselves. The data supports, the research supports that children who can accomplish tasks and have that feeling of accomplishment have less depression and actually less pain then. And so that's a wonderful treatment. So what they would do is they gather in the morning and they spend maybe 20 minutes to a half an hour journaling. If they don't want to write, they can draw. But just a way to kind of get them in a way of getting in touch with what they're feeling. And then they all head down to the barns and they begin to spend a few hours working with the animals. They're mucking stalls, which are cleaning stalls. They're feeding and they're watering and they're brushing and they're exercising the animals. And they really start to have a bond with these animals because for that week, when they're at Children's Grief Camp, they are responsible for the animals. They pick eggs. They learn about the pastured chickens and the importance of treating animals in a humane way. So they're learning compassion and empathy. And if they have compassion and empathy, they're furthering those feelings. So it's something that's instilled in them further. They take a break. They'll have their lunch. We have guest speakers come in, and the guest speakers at lunchtime are grown-ups, many who are community leaders. And I think this is so cool because these community leaders experienced trauma when they were a child, when they were children. And they show the kids, they share their stories, and they serve as an example to these children that I was once where you are, and you can get through this. We also have playtime. There's downtime where the kids can just go outside. They're in the streams, they're running, they're playing games, they're hiking, they're playing tag. So they get to be kids as well. We have a wonderful partnership with Misericordia University, the Department of Occupational Therapy. So the graduate students, under the direction of Dr. Jen DeSoy, work with the children on grief-related grief education activities. So they can understand the grief process. And even though you can be happy during the grief process, you don't have to feel guilty. How to process their feelings, how to communicate their feelings. And that's pretty much a typical day. Now, the activities change throughout, but that's pretty much the schedule. The last day of camp is our closing ceremony. And that's incredible. It's special. It's moving in many ways. The children write a note to their loved ones, and it could be anyone from a family member to a beloved pet. And we have a children's memory garden on the farm, and they plant their note in the ground. They place a flower over the note. And then we all gather around and we talk about growing through grief, and we share a poem about growing through grief, metamorphosis. And we talk about metamorphosis, and then it's followed by a butterfly release.